Greetings, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Roaring Lions. I hope y'all having a good day. Positive energy all the time. Today, I'm going to be talking to a powerful brother, Imrah, King of Kings. He's joining us today for a real positive discussion. His brother's mighty. His brother's strong. He's always doing great things in the community, and it's really going to be a pleasure to talk to the brother. How you all doing? Let's let some people get over here before I bring the brother in. Positive energy all the time. Good to see you, Quaylen, Maxwell, J. Marie, Arnell. Good to see you all. We rocking and rolling. I'm running a little late. My daughter called me. I looked up, I said, oh, I got to go. Space Time, good to see you. Good to see you all. We got the brother going to take a little time out of his busy schedule to try to talk to us today. The brother is a powerful brother. Brother Imrah is here to bless us with some information. We don't want to hold a brother up. So here we go. Brother Imrah.
What's up, man? How you doing, man?
Hey, man, it's good to see you. Salute, General. Salute.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So, man, this is a pleasure, bro. I've been watching you. You're really going hard in the paint, okay? I want to congratulate you. I see how hard you're going. I see how hard you're working.
Yes, sir.
I see you exercising. I see you eating right. I see it all, brother. You really are a blessing for the Black community. I'm going to tell you that in the door.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So how you feeling today, brother?
I'm feeling good, man. I just left a college graduation from a few of my associates, childhood friends, and sister-in-laws, you know, so on and so forth. So feeling good because Black people walked across their stage and finna go do something productive with their life.
That's right, brother. That's a positive thing right there. So tell me something, brother. What year were you born, brother?
1991.
That makes you how old right now?
31.
How young? So you a young man out here doing it big.
Yes, sir.
Nice, brother. Nice. So where were you born at, my brother?
Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
Yeah,
That's what it is. And where were you raised?
I was raised the same city, North Baton Rouge.
North Baton Rouge. Wow. So, what's it like there for Black people in that area uh, of Louisiana?
You talking about as of right now or my upbringing?
And doing your upbringing, and then you could talk about right now.
Okay, well, for my upbringing, it was really like a country city, like it's like a city, but it was underdeveloped. I'm only 31,
Right.
so I really started seeing things develop as I got my driver's permit. So around 15.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, before then, it was just like a big, oversized country, somewhat city town.
Mm-hmm.
But we had a lot of good tasting food, which people always say we got good tasting food. We had a lot of culture because we're in Louisiana. We got dance culture. We got Caribbean culture. We got all type of culture that's here. So we always had things to do. Violence was always there. I was born in it. I hear stories from my dad. He tell me it didn't used to be that way, but from my point of view, violence, it was always there. But we had sense enough to know when to do violence. At least when I was a teenager,
Mm-hmm.
we would know when to put it off. But overall, man, it was fun. Like, it was real fun for us. Like, we didn't know anything about politics. They kept us away from that. It's a very segregated city, still to this day.
Mm-hmm.
And it's nothing I knew about because, like I said, I was a child. I wasn't paying attention to where we were located in the city.
Right. Have you ever been to Alabama?
Yeah, Alabama only 3 hours away.
Now, what's the difference? What's the difference in like Birmingham and Decatur and all that, and where you at?
Outdated. Alabama is outdated.
Outdated?
Yeah.
It's old, huh?
Yeah, real old.
Wow.
Alabama is behind, and it's crazy for me to say that. Being from Louisiana, Alabama is behind.
That's where my relatives is at. I'm gonna come down there this summer.
Yeah,
I'm gonna slide on you when I get down there if you're down
man.
that way.
Alabama is behind. I mean, it's a friendly area. Like I don't feel no sense of threat there. But when I look at the cities, and I'm like, they underdeveloped.
Wow. So now, what's the difference in where you at when you was growing up and how it is there now?
Like I say, the difference between what I was growing up is we got more things to do. There's more money to be made. The city is developed more. Like they have streets and avenues and highways that wasn't here when I was a teenager. So we could fight the traffic a tad bit better. We got black mayor. We got a black chief of police. Something that I saw happen like with my own eyes.
Right.
But then everything was all white. So we got some color in the room now.
Nice. So, who was the artist popping when you was in high school?
Boosie.
Boosie was popping.
Yeah, Boosie raised me on his music. He like 7, 8 years older than me.
Okay, so Cash Money and them was before that, right?
I was like 5, 6, 7 with Cash Money.
Right. So Boosie was the man when you was coming up.
Yeah,
Who else?
Wayne was the top guy, but locally, Boosie was the guy.
Interesting.
Wayne was definitely the guy at the top.
Interesting. Okay. So Boosie was the main man. So now who's hot there now? Who's the top 3 people that you see there now?
Young Boy, Fredo Bang, Sherwood Martin.
Interesting. So they tearing it up.
Yeah.
So now what's the political climate like there with black people?
As like in what aspect? Like us being involved?
Yeah, being involved, the Democratic climate versus the Republicans, the whole 9 yards. Break it down.
Blacks being involved as in us as a whole. We slacking. We could do better. We definitely can do better, but it's getting there. We got a guy named Gary Chambers. He's running for the senator. Like he's very informative. Like the guy knows, he knows information. He caters to blacks, but he got enough sense to know I have to do this for all people of Louisiana. So he know how to speak their lingo.
Mm-hmm.
Democrat, it's we blacks, most blacks are Democrats, but it's a Republican state. Like it's definitely Republican. And other than that, like I say, with the politics, we are active. It's just guys my age, it's so hard to get them to understand why we should be voting.
Right. So it's like the cities where the blacks had is Democrat and the state is Republican?
The state is Republican, but New Orleans, Baton Rouge, Lafayette, Shreveport, we are like the big four cities here. We are Democratic cities, but the whole state entirety is definitely Republican.
So those 4 cities are pretty big, huh?
Yeah, that's what get our tourist attraction, those 4 cities.
Interesting. Interesting. So now, what's the violence like right there now?
Ooh. Man, it's okay. My city only has about 230,000 people in population. Mm-hmm. That's not a real huge city, but it's big for Louisiana.
Mm-hmm.
And man, we doing over 150 murders a year. Like it's too small for so much killing.
Right.
Shootings, if we count just the shootings, it's like 300, 400 shootings without anybody dying a year.
Right.
Not to mention the homicide. I mean the robberies and drunk driving accidents. Man, it's just like because this is a state where they sell alcohol all 7 days. Yeah, Louisiana they sell it all 7 days. Like you can get a drink at 2 a.m, except for on Saturday they close it down at 12. But from Monday to Saturday, 2, 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning, you could drink all day long if you wanted to.
Wow. So you can buy liquor at 3 a.m.
At Walmart. Well, not no more. Not anymore. COVID changed that. But before then, pre-COVID, you definitely could walk in Walmart. And if they not acting funny, sometimes they'll let you get alcohol.
Wow. So what's the gangs there? What's the 4 popular gangs there?
We don't Louisiana don't do gangs like that. We do like neighborhood beef.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I'm from North Baton Rouge. We will beef for like okay, I'm from Scotlandville area.
Mm-hmm.
We will beef for like the Glen Oaks area.
Mm-hmm.
South Baton Rouge, where Boosie would be from.
Mm-hmm.
Sherwood area, like it's like neighborhood beef. There's really no gangs. They're trying to be some gangs, but it's not really gaining no traction. So it's still based around neighborhood beef.
So no Crips and Bloods there.
No Crips and Bloods.
No GDs.
No, it's all neighborhood. It's all neighborhood beef.
Interesting. That's deep.
And our neighborhoods are so small, they they're separated by like one road.
Right. So is the crime going to a younger generation, or how's that going? Are they younger and wilder, or what?
They're definitely younger and wilder. But the crime is pretty much balanced. It's just the age is decreasing. Like when I was coming up, it'd be us, like 15, 16, 17. Now I talk to a neighbor or something, it's like a 12-year-old, or 11-year-old, or 10-year-old. Added in with the 25-year-olds, that's, the leader of doing the crime. But now you'll catch a 10-year-old out there with them.
Okay, so what's the justice system like? Are they giving them a lot of time, or are they going easy on them?
Oh, well, no, they're not going easy, not in Louisiana. If you know anything about Louisiana, okay. We don't, like, Louisiana don't even do jails. Like, and where I'm from, it's not a jail, it's a prison. The local area, like county, like you have a county jail in Louisiana, it's a prison. Everything is a prison here. Like where I'm from is the parish, because we don't have counties. Louisiana is the only state that have parishes. I'm from East Baton Rouge Parish, and we go to parish prison. We don't go to the jail.
No county jails.
No, it's jail. It's prison here.
So you go to prison while you fighting your case?
Yeah, it's called East Baton Rouge Parish Prison.
And you fight your case from there.
From there,
And if you beat it, they let you out.
they let you out.
And if you don't, then they give you more time in there.
Yeah, you can do your whole sentence there if need be.
That's crazy.
It's a money market in Louisiana. Like they make like Angola is only 40-minute drive from my house.
That's what Gil Scott Heron was talking about, Angola.
Yeah, Angola is 40 minutes north of where I live at.
And that's supposed to be a rough prison.
It's a rough prison, man. It's surrounded by 28 acres of land. You can't get away if you escape. Like it's modern day slavery. They got guys cutting down fields with machetes. You know, watching them on the horse. Like it's a real live visual of slavery in Angola. Like they took us there when I was in middle school, grade school, 6th, 8th grade. They took us there twice, and I'll never forget those images. Like I'll never forget those men looking like slaves.
Now, why is it named Angola? After Angola in Africa, or it's just a coincidence?
It's just a coincidence. Ain't got nothing to do with Africa.
That's deep. Because when you're Angola, you think about Angola in Africa.
And it could be, because I never did the research. I'm from here, so I never really cared, to be honest.
Right.
So that's an interesting thing to go research.
Right. Right. Now, when did you start growing your dreadlocks? What year was that? How long ago was that? How old were you?
I was 28. I just started growing my hair in 2019.
What made you do that?
I always knew about Rasta, and because of New Orleans only an hour away, so we always knew about the Rasta lifestyle. We just didn't understand it. And all through high school, middle school, I never cared too much for haircuts, and I would walk around with my hair not done for weeks.
Right.
And it'd be just all natural and nappy and knotted. And nobody would say a word to me because they know, oh, that's just him. That's just what he do.
Right.
And I always thought you had to get your hair twisted. And I said, I don't want nobody twisting in my head.
Right.
And when I started researching and I saw you one of the people that helped me. You like the third or fourth guy I saw that say you don't have to twist it.
Right.
You can just wash your hair, grease it, don't comb it, and it'll lock on its own.
Right.
So once I saw it, I can't remember the first two guys' name because it just was a clip on Facebook. But you kind of put the press on it, like just let it grow, man.
Right. Right. Now it's a lot of Jamaicans there in New Orleans.
It's a lot of Jamaicans, a lot of Haitians, it's a lot of Cubans, like a lot of islanders in New Orleans.
Because it's not that far from the islands, right?
It's not that far. Virgin Islanders, like it's a lot of people from the islands. In Baton Rouge too, because we secondary, but they heavy in New Orleans.
So is there a big reggae scene there?
Yeah, they just had a reggae festival like 3 weeks ago.
Interesting.
Yeah, they had a reggae festival 3 weeks ago.
Now, what's up with the Geechee Gula?
Oh, Lord. Where you heard that from?
I be studying.
Well, the Geechee Gula in Louisiana, they don't have really like a heavy presence. They have ancestry here, and some people still talk about it, but it's really the Geechee Gula here. It's not really deep as far as what you studied. It don't get that far here. We do more of like a voodoo type of thing.
Right.
We do more of a type of, so the Geechee Gula, they really don't hold weight, no disrespect. It just really don't hold weight here. Is we more centered around voodoo.
Now, when I was coming up, they would always tell me, older men would tell me, if I go to New Orleans, if I go to Louisiana, be careful. Don't let no woman feed me because she'll put that blood in my food.
Yeah, man.
And have me hypnotized.
Yeah, the women here definitely love to feed you. If you don't eat, this fighting words to those women. If you don't eat what they cook, it's like you cuss them out. You might as well cuss her out because if you don't eat her food, she upset with you. She mad with you all night.
Now, you've been around the country, I'm sure. How fine are the women in Louisiana, comparatively speaking?
It ain't too many who can give them a run for their money, in my personal opinion.
Ah.
It ain't too many. It's not too many.
So they thick and they fine, ain't they?
Yeah. And they a lot of guys like the accent.
Mm.
A lot of guys like the accent because it's real strong here.
Interesting. So now when you start growing your dreadlocks, did you have problems getting jobs?
No, like I drive trucks, so they don't care. They don't care how
Right.
you driving their truck.
Right.
But I did notice this when I started, because like I say, it was a fro and it went into locks. I had a lot of attention from whites. Had a lot of even other guys that had neater dreads. I get a lot of attention from the women, even though the guy might have longer hair, but they was neat, and they would come to me be like, "What are those in your head?" I'm like, "They're dreads." They were like, "I never seen that before." I said, "It's because they call it freeform now."
Right.
Yeah, because I let them freeform.
Right.
But that's what I know. I got a lot of attention from whites and a lot of attention from the ladies when I started growing my hair.
Now, have you been involved? Did anything like any type of black militancy or black things appeal to you at any time in your life up to now?
All my life. This is a real deep question, and I'm gonna try to make it short.
No, make it long. Make it long as possible.
Okay, well, all my life I knew this what I wanted to be. I knew this what I was, but I wasn't ready, and I tried to run from it. I tried because I didn't fit in. Like I always was the eyeball out, and ever since I was the earliest age I can remember not fitting in is like 8. I never. It's like I didn't see what the rest of my people didn't understand. And as I got older and started to read and write and got better with math and education, I started to see like this ain't it. And so I've been running from it all my life, and it just finally caught me when I made like 22. It's just like, okay, it latched on to me, and I've been riding with it since 22.
So now, who would you say was the first pro-black person of popularity that caught your attention?
This is going to be crazy because one of your youth, Kanye.
Kanye caught your attention.
Kanye, at the time, okay, Boosie, right? Boosie was the guy in my city.
Right.
But I didn't relate. I couldn't relate. I wasn't a thug. I wasn't a criminal. I wasn't this extra hard guy. But I was in the streets, don't get me wrong. Like, we could fight all day.
Right.
I had guns too, I wouldn't lie. But I wasn't that violent nature guy.
Right.
And Kanye came out and started talking about spaceships, black people come from space. I'm like, what do you mean by that?
Right.
And he was the first rapper that showed me that it's okay not to be this violent, rough black guy.
Right.
And he's just like a breath of fresh air. No disrespect to Boosie, like that's my guy. He raised me, but I couldn't find a place to rest.
Right.
Until I heard Kanye.
That's interesting. That's good information.
Kanye did that for me, man. Like it hurts me to see how he kind of having mental issues.
Right.
Because he pulled me up out of destruction. Like Kanye did for me.
That's good. That's interesting. That's why it's good to talk to people from different generations so you can see how social life has affected different brothers at different ages.
Yeah, Kanye.
I would have never known that Kanye had that kind of effect. That's interesting.
Man, Kanye, I'm serious. To paint the picture again, I'm drowning in negativity.
Right.
I'm drowning in it. I'm like, who to go to? I don't want to listen to these older rappers. I like their music, but I can't relate to that.
Right.
And boom, it's like the Most High say, well, here you go, son. Put him right in my face.
Right.
I wasn't looking for Kanye. He just came out and started hitting after hit, after hit, after hit. And I said, let me give him a chance.
Right. Now, as far as like popular revolutionary type brothers, who would you say is your top 3 favorite Black power, revolutionary black men in your life?
First, I had to give the credit to Malcolm X. That was my first guy.
Good answer.
Then I started reading. I don't want to drag him.
Right.
Cause I'm like, oh no, Malcolm, I ain't know you was doing that.
Right.
But Malcolm, I gotta give the credit to Malcolm. Dr. Umar, because again, I'm younger than you.
Right.
Dr. Umar carried me a long way.
Right.
Dr. Umar got me up there. And then third one. I really don't have a three. If I got to say who would be my third guy, I have to really think on that. I know it's Malcolm, it's Dr. Umar.
Interesting.
And if I have to give it to someone for number 3 spot, I'm really thinking. I'll probably give it to a local. His name is Silky Slim. He's from Baton Rouge. He was an gang member, kind of the neighborhood beef guy. He's Boosie OG. He's an elder to Boosie. He's from the South Baton Rouge. He changed his life around and started doing works in the community. So I had to give it to Silky Slim. Look him up. He's from Baton Rouge.
I'm gonna check him out. Now, how much presence does the Nation of Islam have there in Louisiana?
They're heavy.
Yeah,
they heavy. They got a mosque right in one of the main highways in our city on Plank Road. They got a mosque there on the main strip, on top of the main. When you come through Baton Rouge, you got to go on Plank Road, and they got a mosque sitting right there.
Interesting. Okay, so let me ask you this. Let's make a left turn now.
Okay.
What do you think black women could do to have better relationships with black men?
I give it 3 things. First, they got to hear us out. Because in my personal experience, they don't listen to us. I never said you got to follow what we said. I ain't even get that far yet. All I'm saying is they got to listen to us. Don't respond. Just let us talk. Let us get the anger out. Let us get the frustration out. Because we can't get it out. It's pent up. It's bottled up. And when we do express it, another black man dead. So we got to be able to express ourselves freely with our women. They got to allow us to talk like we allow them to talk. It's only fair because we allow them to talk. Second thing is, it can't all be about the money. Like you can't just judge me based on my financial status.
Right.
I know so many ladies. Oh, he was a good man. His sex was good. He was smart. He was a good father. He was a good stepfather, but he ain't had the money I wanted him to have. So I'm like, so you pass up 4 good qualities because of something that can be changed? Because finances is not a quality. That's a life circumstance that could be changed.
Right.
I've said, but you can't put him being a good father and caring about your health. You can't teach that.
Right.
That's something that he got. And the last thing will be kids. Those kids don't really come first all the time. They can't come first all the time.
Right.
And that's the problems I see with, especially in my city, in my area. Like, that's the top 3 problems we have.
Interesting. Now, what do you think black men could do to have better relationships with black women?
We gotta keep our dick in our pants first.
Right.
We gotta stop fucking every woman that walk, man.
Right.
I fell victim to that too. Like when I got my first car, got a little taller, got a little swag, I fell victim to that too, man. Like, and it's easy because you get the converses with them. When you make a lady laugh, you can get her. I fell victim to all that. I never did a guy's woman or wife like that. I always had principles with it, but I still was loose.
Right.
So I give it to, we gotta learn how to keep that thing to our lady.
Right.
Second thing is we gotta swallow our pride and go to work, man. We gotta swallow our pride and go to work.
Yeah.
It's not cool to sit here and be broke because you don't want to be at a job.
Right.
Third thing I would say is we got to help more with those kids. I'm not saying be the mother, but if that lady need a break for a day, we got to give her a break.
Right.
And that's what I would say the 3 things that we can help them with.
Great answers. Great answers. Now, I know that you went out to the reparations rally in Washington, D.C. Give us a breakdown on what that was like. How'd you look at it? What did you see? What's going on with that?
It was better than I expected. Off the top, I gave it a 10. It was a 20. No violence, no side arguments, no side conversation. Everybody was tuned in.
Mm-hmm.
Like everybody was like, we want to hear what these people got to say.
Mm-hmm.
It started off slow. Around the time Tariq and them got there, it started out slow when they first got there. 30, 40 minutes, I look around, I'm almost shoulder to shoulder.
Mm.
It got packed real fast. Had black men outweighed women times 3. It was full of black men. All the black women say they were proud of us. They were like, we so proud of you guys for showing up, because they say black men don't show up. And we proved that to be a lie. We was from all over the country, like California, Illinois, Louisiana, Florida. We came from all over, man. We came from all over. We wanted our reparations. The speakers was phenomenal. They all had good key points, and they was on the same path. It's like they was in harmony. It's like they was saying the same things, but from different perspectives and different age groups.
Right.
Tariq, he's a good hostman. Even though the event was put on by him and he knew he was the one that brought people out, he allowed his guests to have more speaking time than he did.
Right.
So he stepped down. That shows me he can know how to be a leader because he knows how to step down.
Right.
Dr. Boyce, he got up there on the financial side. Connie Collins, a female, she got up there on the litigation side because she's a lawyer. I think she practiced law. Like I said, Professor James Smalls, he got up there with the icing on the top.
Right.
Man, it's so many. Hey, man, it had I forgot his name. I don't want. It was an LGBTQ brother. He got up there, but he didn't lead with his sexuality. He talked about reparations and reparations only.
Right.
That was a good positive thing because you know how people like to act like just because you got an alternative sexual life that you can't want the best for your people.
Right.
And he got up there and only talked about reparations. And like I say, some other key pointers is the weather was different and it was kind of alarming how hot it was to be Washington, D.C. It was very strange. I was like, it shouldn't be 82 degrees.
Well, that's what they call Indian summer.
Yeah.
That always happened in the fall like that because we just had that the other day.
Yeah, okay. Because I had on a thermal. I was hot. I was like, man, it's hot up here. And I brought up a thermal.
Okay. So tell us what's your personal views on reparations?
My personal views on reparations is it can't be denied. First and foremost, it's a debt. So there's no arguments about should we get it or not. It's a debt. You had forced labor and you had free labor. So that means it's a debt. Secondly, it ain't really for us. It's to further our people. Like I understand that like it really ain't for us. We're gonna benefit from it, but it's really for my children and my children's children. It's to father us to produce, because they say we don't produce nothing. So this reparation is gonna help us become producers.
Right.
Because that's why we don't get no respect. Because what do we have that everybody got in their house? We don't have a TV, phone, car, candy, anything that everyone has in their house.
Right.
That's what reparation means to me. Finally, for us to get some political power, create some jobs for our people, and the black man, the black woman probably can be a whole again. We could be husband and wife again with reparations. Like that's what it mean to me.
Right. Right. That make a lot of sense. So, um, what you think? How should you think? Do you think we should maneuver with this upcoming election? Because it's a situation where, I mean, if we don't vote, then somebody get in there anyway, and if
Yeah.
we do vote, they might not give us what we want. So, how do we maneuver through all of this and get something?
Black people, my people, our people, have to understand we got to get involved in politics. Every day you spend your money and they got a tax to it, that's because of politics. So don't tell me, oh, I don't do politics. I tell everybody all the time, if you pay taxes, you do politics.
Boom.
It's like it's no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
That's right.
You doing politics. And so if you're doing them, it makes sense to understand how to do them better. So I would say us as a people, the ones who know better, we got to roll up our sleeves and teach our people. I know it may be hard. I know it's going to be frustrating, but who else they got? Like, who else they got to put it in their face and help them understand?
Exactly.
So I think the burden, because it is a burden, I think the burden is on my shoulders, your shoulders, and everybody else who understand. Like, we're going to be emotionally drained, physically drained, but we got to do it. Like, because who else is going to do it?
Exactly. Good answer. Good answer. Now, you being only 31, you say you're 31 right now, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. So, how do you see leadership for your generation? How that's going to work? Because it's going to have to be young people lead young people. So, how's that going to work out? Is it a push and a pull with the negativity, or how are you all going to get the ears of your generation?
For the first, I would say for the first couple of years, it's going to be a disaster. Like, I'm just going to tell the truth. For the first couple of years, it's going to be a disaster because people my age frame, I go all over the country and I talk to people my age frame. Just the conversation on veganism alone lets me know we don't have common sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because a lot of people that know, oh man, I see you be the trucker that's vegan and all. I say, okay, boom. They ask me questions, and some people just knows it. Like, if I go to a truck stop and I order something, you ain't gonna get no meat. I'm like, why you hauling my plate, man?
Right.
Can you let me eat?
Right.
I'm talking a complete stranger, and most of them be my age, and they'll ask me why I do this, and you know, I break it down to them. I say, hey, cancer is dead cells, right? They're like, yes. I say, so what's a dead carcass? They're like, oh man, but that don't mean I'm gonna get sick though. Now, and I'm talking about it be 25 to 35. They all respond the same way. They say if I eat cancer, don't mean I'm gonna get sick. And I'll be like, what? I'm like, so if you eat cancer, you're not gonna get cancer?
Right.
And those are the people that have to lead us.
Now, you being that age, you're around a lot of people that age. What's the health situation like for people around your age? Are they overweight? Are a lot of them sick or not yet?
I got a cousin who's a year older than me. He's a diabetic. He's been a diabetic since he was 26.
Mm.
His ex, which is his mother of his daughter, she died from cancer, and she was 28.
Mm.
And I have a baby cousin, my older cousin, her son, he's 19. He's a diabetic.
Mm.
So health is horrible. Health is horrible. Like it's horrible.
Are a lot of people in your age group, are they overweight?
A lot of them overweight.
Wow.
Like I'm talking about it's normal. It's normal. Like it's like once you see someone my size or smaller, it's like, oh, okay. They do have a slim person.
So that's why athletes are so popular, because everybody else is out of shape.
Everybody else out of shape, man. Even I can do better. Even I can do better.
Wow. That's mind-blowing, brother. So now, what's your take on the influence of the music, the violence, the music, the guns, and the video games? What's your take on all of that?
Personally, I don't think the music got nothing to do with nothing. That's just my personal opinion.
Okay.
I think it's all about the visuals. Cause I am the generation that Grand Theft Auto came out with. Like I'm that child that was playing Grand Theft Auto first. And what we saw on that game was unheard of. I was like, you could do that?
Right.
Never even thought to think of carjacking until I played Grand Theft Auto. All my friends, we thought about the regular crime. Run in the store, grab some candy, run out.
Right.
Grand Theft Auto taught us about prostitution, actually how to do drug dealing. Like that game showed us a lot. Showed us about snake moves, like double crossing. Like we knew none of that until I started playing Grand Theft Auto. Racism, like it really showed us about racism. Like that game can teach you a lot. It can teach you a lot of negative. It can teach you some positive, but it's definitely a lot of negativity. The music just reflects what we seeing on TV and all that, and you see that and you take it back to the neighborhood. That's what I think.
Wow. So have any of your friends you grew up with been, victims of violence and killed?
I got three of my friends been shot and murdered before 18. 2 of them after 18.
Wow. So that's 5 altogether?
5 altogether.
Wow.
5 altogether. Killed by another black man. All male, all by another black male.
Wow. That's heavy, bro. Now, how old were you when Katrina happened?
I was 14.
And give us the firsthand experience. What was going on?
It was a lot of confusion. It was dark, like not saying in like a imagination sense. It was dark, like literally outside. It was dark for like 2 days. Cell phone connection was horrible. TV, I'm from Baton Rouge. We're an hour away from the storm. We didn't have power in all that for a couple of days. So imagine New Orleans. So boom, these two cities didn't get along. We cousins, but we didn't get along, and they had to come here to live. Violence skyrocketed. It went straight up to the roof. Crime went straight up to the roof. Like teenage pregnancy went straight up to the roof. Because I'm from Baton Rouge, the first thing we noticed was the females. Because our girls dress respectable. But New Orleans, they were butt naked. And we just like, what's going on here? So it's arousing these little boys, and man, it was chaotic. For the first 2 years they got here, we didn't get along. Like it's just we always bumped heads. But afterwards, we built the bond that can't nobody break.
Right.
So after the smoke cleared, Baton Rouge and New Orleans became like brothers and sisters instead of distant cousins.
Now New Orleans is the biggest city, right?
Yeah, New Orleans got 100,000 more people.
And then the second biggest city in Louisiana is Baton Rouge?
Yes, sir.
And what's the third biggest city?
Shreveport, North Louisiana,
Interesting.
close by Dallas. It's like 4 hours away from Dallas. No, like 3 hours away from Dallas.
Okay, interesting. What's up? How big is the Hispanic community there? Mexicans and
It's very small, but it's growing.
mm,
But they don't really like Baton Rouge too much. They like the Lafayette area in New Orleans area. They don't really like Baton Rouge too much. It's too residential. They like the apartment type of project sets.
oh, okay.
Like my city, like very residential. We got a lot of homes here.
Right. Right.
So it ain't their thing. Like they like to be all in like an apartment type of setting.
Interesting. So now, if you had advice for Black people in America, if every Black person in America could listen to you now, what advice would you give us?
Damn, that's a deep question, man.
You can answer it. You a king. You go knock it right out the park.
Okay.
Just
First
think about it. Go ahead.
No, I got it. It's a deep question though. First and foremost, we don't have no political power. I want us to understand that. We might think we do, but we don't. So knowing this information, that means we got to go out and build this political power. That's the first thing I would tell my people if they sit down and listen to me. Let's go out and build this political power. Boom. Black man, you got to stop killing each other. I know you're frustrated. I know you broke, but we got to stop. We can't fix it if we killing each other.
Mm-hmm.
Third thing is take care of your health. We got to eat better.
Mm.
Got to eat better. You got to drink better. You got to put the cigarettes and alcohol down.
Mm.
You got to. We got to stop over prioritizing fun. I think that's the destruction of Black people overall.
Mm-hmm.
I think we sacrifice everything for fun.
Mm-hmm.
Like everything out the window. When it's time to have fun, Black people don't care about nothing but fun.
Mm-hmm.
Last thing I will say is family is everything, man. Now we gotta learn how to be a family again.
Mm.
We got to do it. Like it ain't no ifs, ands, and buts about it. It's gonna be awkward. It's gonna be weird, but we gotta jam us back together. Like we got to. It's the only way. We don't have no friends. That's the last thing I'm gonna say. We don't have no friends.
Mm.
Older I get, the more I understand we don't have no allies. We don't have no friends. We on our own all over this world. Every time I'm on the news, typing in Africa, Australia, Europe, we are on our own, Black people.
100%. 100%. Now, if Black people all over the world were listening to you, what advice would you have for us globally?
Very similar to that, but globally, first step would have to be unity. It'll have to be, we got to unite. You don't have to be my best friend,
Right.
but you don't have to be against me either.
Right.
You can't believe everything you hear on the media about your brothers in a different land.
Right.
We got to find out straight from the person's mouth. I don't like to say horse's mouth. I don't like to say that.
Right. Right.
Goes directly to the source. You can't believe everything, and you cannot judge your people at a different land because of one or two people treated you bad. It's unfair. It's unrealistic.
Exactly.
You can't do that. Like you can't say, oh, Jamaicans, they all don't like us because you a cab driver got you and he treated you bad.
Right.
Like you can't do that.
Right.
All over the world, stop sleeping with your brother woman, man.
For real.
Stop sleeping with the man woman. Of course he's gonna be mad.
Right.
What you mean? Of course he's gonna be upset. Like, ain't no pride in that, ain't no honor in that.
Right.
Another thing would be again, fun. Everything ain't meant to be fun.
Right.
Life ain't fun. Like, the older I get, the more I live life. Life ain't fun.
Right.
Life ain't just fun all the time.
Right.
Last thing would be we have to get into business, international trading. I never really cared for international trading until I just started studying business. Like the last 2 years, I've been, like before COVID, I've been really studying business. And I'm like, yeah, internationally, we got to be doing business. We got to be doing business with each other.
Interesting. Now, for Black people in America, what can we do? What can we do about our children? Give us some information about raising our children. What we gonna do? How we gonna do that?
I start with me. I got 5 children. I got 3 daughters, four daughters. My baby girl not born yet. She's on the way.
Congratulations.
But thank you, man. But right now, I got 3 daughters that's out and well, and I got a baby boy. He's my youngest as of right now. That's out in the world. Parenting. My oldest daughter mother, my third child mother. They both told me they wish they would have stuck it out with me and let me grow. Because of the man I became, I was becoming that man with them.
Mm-hmm.
And they told me all I wanted was respect. So to the females, give your man respect. Because my daughter's mothers are telling me all you wanted was respect. And we would have still been together. And I did everything for it. I wasn't perfect. I know I don't have to say that, but I'm going to say it anyway. Of course, I wasn't perfect. My oldest daughter, mama, she got the backlash from me coming out the streets. So I was a lit auntie,
Right.
lit on edge, kind of rough with her.
Right.
But I never beat her or nothing like that. I just was the outside guy. I was trying to be an inside dude.
Right. Right.
But I wasn't the inside dude.
Right. Right.
But she told me again that she haven't found a guy since we split that actually cared about her. I loved all my kids' mothers. I loved them. Like, it wasn't hit by and no, right. I actually wanted to be with those ladies. So that's what I would tell the ladies. On the men perspective. Parenting is bro, it's just showing up, just being there, man. I've noticed, because I drive trucks a lot, and I be trying to wreck my brain to understand, why do my kids love me so much and they don't even see me? It's because I make effort. I'm just there. When I do go home, I see them. Mm-hmm. I teach them. I read with them. I give them discipline, even though they don't see me, and it's hard. Because I'm like, I can't be the disciplinary guy. They barely see me, but I got to. I must.
That's right.
I got to discipline them. So to sum it all up, we got to take a chance on love. I think the best way to be better parents is being in love with your partner.
Right.
I think the best way is to be in love with that man and that woman.
Right.
You got to be in love with them, man.
Right.
Like, because if you don't love her, you don't love him. It can't be because she got a big old ass and because he got a big old wallet.
Right.
Like, it can't. It got to be, I love him, and it got to be, I love her. So the best way to be a better parent is love your mate. You got to be in love with them.
Well, children, especially boys, they won't respect you as a father if you don't discipline them.
Yeah.
I can meet a woman right now with a 3-year-old son, and he could be running around the house and his mother say, stop, and he keep running. And if I say, hey, boy, stop and sit down, that boy will come and sit right next to me and lay all up against me. He'll fall in love with me for me correcting.
That's the universe, right? That's the Almighty made it.
He think I'm his daddy.
Yeah.
because only his daddy would do that.
Yeah.
Only his daddy would say, "Stop, boy, get over here and sit down."
Yeah.
He'd look at me, "Are you my daddy?" You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Real talk. Now,
so to add to that, I'm glad you say that. To add to that before we get to the next point,
right?
We gotta start helping out these ladies with these kids.
Right.
It's no secret. They on their own.
Right.
Like, men, help these women and don't try to sleep with them.
Right.
Help her out. And if she don't want you to help out, cool, fine. But extend the help and don't ask for no ass afterwards, man.
Right.
That's why a lot of them don't care. A lot of them can know their son is going off course, but I'm not finna ask no man for no help because all he gonna want to do is sleep with me afterwards.
Right.
And that's by default because, in all honesty, men ain't helping no woman with no children because we supposed to be helping our own woman with our children.
Right.
It's a natural thing, but we're not living in natural conditions, so we got to fix our situation with unnatural solutions. That's what I.
Right. Great answers, brother. You on top of your game. Now, trucking. Give us some game on the trucking. What's up, bros? Want to get in the trucking? What, you drive a big rig?
Yeah, big rig.
Okay, give them some game. Is it money? Is it hurting right now? Should they buy a truck? Give us the trucking game.
The trucking industry, it's definitely, I would advise against you being a family man. But, you know, if you got to, if it's in your heart, it's on your mind, you want to do it, you got to do what's on your heart and your mind. But I would personally advise against it. It's more for a single man and woman to go out there and hit this road, over the road. That's where the money is. Right. Locally, you can make some paper, but the money is driving state to state to state to state. Right. Now, it's tiresome. This is a tire that you never felt before because you're using your brain all day.
Right.
Using your brain for 11, 12, 13 hours a day. You're using every cell in here.
Right.
The car's moving. He cutting you off. That car cutting you off. Brake lights up there. You got to pay attention to all that. Right. What's going? Curve here, bump here, an object in the road. So your brain is constantly right. You got these images, and you got your brain clicking. You never get a chance to rest. Right. So you're gonna be tired. If you're the type of person that can't function off of 3-4 hours worth of sleep, it ain't for you. Wow. But it's definitely money. And sometimes you get a chance to go to these cities like quite often I may get to a city and the load might not be to the next day. Hey, I can go out and see what Chicago about. I might be in Houston. My load don't deliver till 8 o'clock the next morning. It's 4 o'clock in the evening. Let me go see what Houston about. You definitely get a chance to, go around your country and see, and it helps you understand ain't nothing here.
Sure ain't.
When you drive out, you like, ain't nothing here.
Not from city to city. There's nothing out there.
There's nothing out there. You like, and I was clueless about that because I was just a Baton Rouge, New Orleans guy. So I just would drive back and forth there. And when I got into over the road, because I was driving local, when I got into over the road, I started to realize ain't nothing here.
Yeah, they only live where there's water.
In some places, living hell where ain't no water.
That's what I'm saying. But most of the time, they got to be close to some kind of water. They got to have a well or something.
So now, you can see how ancestors live.
Exactly. Now, what's up with the box trucks? Is the box trucks a good move if you want to stay in the city?
Box trucks are a great move because it's already equipped to work. You don't have to hook up to no trailer. None of that. It already got it attached to it. That's what the good thing about box is. It's not all long and stuff, so you can maneuver better.
And you don't need no special license.
Some of them you do. Like if it's over 26,000 pounds, then you need a special license. Okay. If it's under 26,000 pounds, you be all right. Right. But if it's 26,001, if they call it 26,001 pounds, you got to get a special license.
Okay. So you got to get the same license to drive the big rig if it's that.
No. They got Class A, which is what I got. That's the big rig. Class B, that's a step down from the big rig, like garbage trucks and dump trucks. Class C, which is the box trucks, that's over 26,001. If you got 26,000 and under and it's less than 26 foot long, you can have a regular license.
So it'd be good to get a C anyway.
Yeah, Class C. You get a Class C. That way you can drive the box trucks and all that.
Now, how does the box truck money compare to the big rig money?
It's relatively similar locally. Locally it's similar, but over the road it's a big difference.
Right.
It's a big difference because
you can carry more.
Yeah, I can hold up to 48, 36 pallets in my trailer. Versus a box truck, you might can only get 10 to 12 in there.
Right. So what we looking at per month with the big rig and profits?
I'll be honest, I do from like 12 to 16,000.
That's good money.
Yeah, that's great money. That's great money.
Great money.
Yeah, that's great money. After I pay all my expenses, because I got to pay my insurance, I got to pay my IFTA, I got to pay for my fuel. And after I pay for everything, I got to save for safety expenses. I put so much aside because one tire can cost you $300.
Right.
It's not the maintenance with it. That's just the tire.
Right.
And the maintenance with it, you $700.
Right.
You got like your DEF, they got a thing called DEF that helps you control the exhaust that they put out in the atmosphere. That thing go out, it's like $4,000.
Right.
If ands or buts about it, like it's $4,000.
Right. Now, how do you buy your truck? How can they go and buy a truck and don't get a limit?
Oh,
good question.
Well, a lot of rigs are not limits because they built to not be a limit. If that makes sense. Now, far as knick-knack things, you'll have a problem with that. I advise people I do leasing. I advise people to do leasing on your trucks. And if you're not going to get a fleet, ask anybody. Like I got a friend, his name Robert Thigpen. He got four trucks. And he said when he only had one and he bought it and he owned it, he was struggling. He said the best way to do if you're going to buy it outright, you got to have more than one.
Right.
That's the only way. But if you're going to have one truck, leasing is the way to go. Get you a brand new truck and you pay what you got to pay. And the major expenses, it's on the person who you leasing it from.
Now, what's the leasing cost you a month, basically? What will it cost you?
From do the math. 14. It'll cost you like anywhere from 35 to $5,000.
But you're gonna make, and so you still gonna make 14 after all of that.
Yeah, you like I pay 5,000 expenses, and on the low end I'll make about 11,500 on that's like the very bare minimum I can make. I would make. I mean, on the high end I've made as high as 17,000.
That's good money though. You can live off of that.
Yeah, you can live a good life off of that.
But now the women be tripping, don't they? Because you ain't home.
Well, my lady met me this way, so
right.
It's what she do trip because she pregnant and
right. But the women, but just if you don't meet her like that, that could be rough, right?
It can be rough when you do meet her like that.
Dang.
But but when you think about it, man, they want you near. Like they just want you near. They just want you to hold them. Like sometimes you just want to be held at night.
So sometimes they can ride with you, right?
Yeah, sometimes like I could bring my kids with me, my lady with me sometimes. But it's not really comfortable. It ain't really a thing you would like to do unless you get an extended cab where you have a shower and all that. Right. In the sitting area. That's like a $500,000 truck.
Right.
But if you can get something like that, some people raise their family on the road.
But that's dangerous, ain't it? Because anything can happen on the road, right?
Anything can happen on the road. Man, I had so many close calls, like, it's not funny. I have like 2 close calls a day. All out of my control. Like, there's nothing I can do. that we could be going 70, open highway, in a herd of deers can just run across the highway.
Right.
10 of them, just 10 of them, just all one after another. What can you do?
Now, I never drove a big rig. What is like when you got to hit the brakes?
Let it again.
I never drove one. What is it like when you got to hit the brakes?
It's like
Does it swerve or does it go straight?
It definitely swerve. You ever been in a crowd in a shooting breakout?
Yeah.
And you that first guy?
Yeah.
And you trying to bag up, everybody pushing you forward. Right. That's what it is. Like when you got it out the blue stopping that truck, it's like you that first guy in the shootout. He trying to bag up, and behind you, everybody started pushing you out the door.
Right.
That's what it's like. Like you cannot stop, and you swerving. You're trying to get control. You hear a noise. It's making all kind of.
And you're trying to stop that back end from
jackknifing on you.
Right.
Your tires are burning up. Your brakes burning up.
Right.
You standing up because you're trying to put all your weight on the brake, and it's steady rolling. And you're praying to God, don't hit these people because they're gonna be dead if I hit them.
Because I was going to Atlanta and we was coming down that mountain when you coming from north and you go up the mountain and you coming down was a big rainstorm. Yeah. And there was a truck and it didn't sound like he could stop.
You hear the howl, it sound like a wolf howling, right?
He was out of control going downhill. Yeah. So now it's raining real hard. I'm trying to keep my distance and stay out of his way because there's no room for him. It's a thin highway.
Yeah.
But I can't drive too fast because it's raining like crazy.
Yeah. It's scary, man. It's scary. Yeah. Like I take my time though. Like I'm a seasoned driver. I've been driving for 11 years. I take my time. I just cruise. I cruise.
That's the best way.
Yeah, that's the best way. You just gotta cruise, man. If you get up early enough, handle your business, and take off 2 hours earlier than what you expected, you don't have to do all this Speedy Gonzales.
Right. I would have drove truck, but I can't ride and stay awake. Driving make me sleepy. I'd be horrible. I'd have to drink so much coffee I wouldn't make it.
Man, hey man, it'll surprise you. I used to be a trainer. I've trained a couple guys and a couple females how to drive, and they were very similar to you. But once you get a pattern going, and remember, your mind's thinking all day. So you really don't be sleeping till your mind get a break. Once you give your mind a break to not think, that's when you get sleepy.
Wow.
Believe it or not.
Now, what do you do to stay awake when you get a little tired?
I pull over and take a nap, man.
Right.
Hey, man, I don't have time to play with my life.
Right.
I pull over, look. Call dispatch. Hey, man, I'm going to be late. What's going on? I'm tired.
Right.
I got to give me a nap in.
Right.
But most of the time, I don't have to call them because, like I say, when I try my best to be 2-3 hours early, just in case traffic, right. I might want a nap. I might have to use the restroom.
Right.
Anything. So I give myself 2.5-3 hours. So most of the time I don't have to call anyway because I gave myself 2-3 hours to be have time to do whatever I gotta do.
Now, what area do you get to that you hate every time driving in? Off the top.
Houston and Atlanta.
Why?
Traffic.
I
don't care what time of day. Like, it could be 4:30 in the morning, and you just like, why is it traffic?
Unbelievable.
Yeah. It could be 4:30 in the morning, you in Houston, Atlanta, you just be like, where are these people going?
Right.
But it's a lot of warehouse work in those cities. So that's where they either going to a warehouse or coming from a warehouse.
Right. Interesting.
I've delivered to Chicago a couple of times. That's a bad place too with the traffic.
Yeah, buddy.
It's a bad place with the traffic, but Chicago spared me a couple of times. So I gotta give Chicago a break. Atlanta, they ain't never spared me with that traffic. Never.
Right. Chicago, it all depends on what time of day. If you catch the right time of day, you good.
But you got to think about this, and think about this aspect. If you're in Chicago, you want to be in Chicago,
Right.
based on its location in the country.
Right.
In Atlanta, you have to drive through it.
Right.
So that's why so much traffic is there, because if I want to get to North Carolina, I got to go through Atlanta.
Right.
If I don't, I'm taking the long way.
Right.
Same thing with Houston. If I want to get across Houston to Phoenix or El Paso, New Mexico, Los Angeles, I gotta drive through it.
Right.
That's where all the traffic comes from. People got to pass through there.
Right. There's no way to go around. They don't have the highways that take you on the outskirts.
Same way with my city. Baton Rouge is a small city, but we own 10. And you gotta pass through this place. And that's why a lot of traffic. And it's a small lit city, so people like, how such a small city got so much bad traffic? For one, our interstate system is backed up by a bridge. You got to cross the water. So if you don't cross the Mississippi River, you can't get through Baton Rouge. And once we block that Mississippi River, you ain't going nowhere.
Now, talk about the Mississippi River. They saying it's really low right now, and the barges they had to take a lot of stuff off the barges. So there's not a lot of stuff going up and down the Mississippi. Do you all pick up loads off the Mississippi?
Yeah, we do.
To make it easier, so they take it up the middle, so you don't got to go all the way to the West Coast or the East Coast. Is that how that works?
Sometimes, you talking with the trucks?
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes I get those type of loads, but they high demand, and you really got to be moving. You don't get no time to take a break or nothing like that. That's a high demand type of thing. They want you to take this load straight there, man.
Right.
Go there. Don't do nothing else but go there.
Right. So where do you pick up most of the loads at? You pick them up what? Off the coast of California, or you pick them up in the different cities?
I live, like I say, in my home city, we got a port. So you get them straight from Baton Rouge port or New Orleans port.
Right.
Taking the way you got to take them.
Right.
Or I go to like Port Arthur, Texas, and we get it from the port of Port Arthur, Texas, and stuff like that. You go to like Biloxi, Mississippi, and Gulfport, Mississippi, all like 150-mile radius. Where the ports are, you just get them and you take them where you got to take them.
And now, how far would you have to take them from those ports to anywhere? They could have to go anywhere, huh?
They can go anywhere, but they want to keep you like 9 hours. They want to keep you somewhere you can get it to there the same day.
So 9 to 10 hours. So they try to take it to a port that's close to the delivery spot.
Boom. So you can go straight there.
One day, boom, you there.
One day you made it there. You made your money. Thank you, sir. Here go your money.
Now, when you drop something off, do you pick up something to go back?
Sometimes, but most of the time, you try to pick up another load from another place. When you do those type of loads that's coming off the barges, you don't want to do another one.
Right.
Because it's high demand. Again, it's a high risk load. It comes with security. Like, you got to get them your cell phone number, and they want to follow you because you could be robbed and killed. Like, it's dangerous. Like, when you get them barges, they watch you. Like, yeah.
Because there's no telling what you got on the load.
No, and people will try to get it.
And you don't necessarily know what's on the load.
No, right? Sometimes you don't know. But most of the time it's food. I'll be honest. Most of the time it's definitely food products or dry goods that's still food. But when you get a container, man, it's dangerous. They watch you. Criminals watch you. They smart.
Wow. So people do get jacked for their trucks, huh?
Yeah, man.
Wow. Especially if you got something there like electronics or something, huh?
Like those Amazon drivers, I probably would never pull an Amazon trailer. I probably that's hard for me to do. It's a danger to your life.
Wow.
A guy just got robbed and killed in Shreveport, Louisiana.
Wow.
He came there, parked his truck, shot him, and took the truck.
Wow. Yeah, because that's a lot of money in that truck.
It's a lot of money in that truck. It's millions of dollars on the back of some of these trucks, man.
Wow. A lot of people don't know that part, do they, man?
No, they don't know that part. It gets dangerous. Like it definitely get dangerous.
So you say sometimes they follow you, the truck? Security?
Sometimes they have like an escort type of person that's in a regular car. Don't nobody know he accompanying you.
Wow. Boy, that's deep.
Like a Secret Service type of thing. Like, we gonna watch out for you while you deliver this load.
You know that load, that's a special load.
It's a special load.
Yeah. So listen, brother, it was a pleasure. I appreciate the information. You just told people a lot of stuff they didn't know.
Yeah.
I'm really proud of you, man. You're doing good. At 31 years old, you surely going to be a plus for the Black community because you're still growing.
Yes, sir.
Brother, it's really refreshing to see a young brother like you so sharp, so positive, eating right, family man, getting money. I mean, it's all beautiful, brother. You was definitely a role model for our youth. I got to salute you on that, King.
Yes, sir.
You're doing your thing, all right?
I say I'm a role model. I accepted that role. And I always felt like I'm too flawed to be a role model. And people told me, that's why you are one.
Bro, you can't be no role model if you ain't flawed.
And that's what people been telling me.
If you ain't flawed, you can't clean up and teach the other people that's flawed.
Yeah.
So you got to get some dirt on you, because if you don't, you can't teach about the dirt.
You right.
How can you teach about the dirt if you ain't been in the dirt?
You right.
So being in the dirt make you a better teacher, because now you can reach everybody. You can reach the educated. You can reach the streets. You can reach anybody. So you be, sometimes the Most High drag you through the dirt so you be a better teacher.
Yeah, yeah.
That be on purpose, bro.
Yeah.
That make you better. You way better. So yeah, flawed, but you got to realize everybody flawed.
Yeah.
So how you gonna not be flawed?
Yeah, that's true. But
everybody flawed.
When I was young, I used to think I can't be a role model because I'm flawed. But now I get it.
Because everybody's flawed.
Yeah, everybody.
I know I am.
Yeah.
So I mean, the idea that if we had to have teachers that's not flawed, we wouldn't have no teachers.
We didn't have no teachers.
No. I know I would have to shut up.
Me too.
I'd have to shut up for real.
I definitely would be quiet.
But it makes you better, bro. It makes you better in the long run, because when you come out of that, now you can see everything.
Yeah.
And you can pull them out. It's like you can't say you're gonna climb the mountain if you want to start on the top.
Yeah.
And you got to start on the bottom to climb the mountain. And then that's where everybody at. You got to pull them out. So you come out the flaw, then you pull people out the flaw.
Yeah.
So at 31 years old, bro, you real advanced. I ain't gonna hold you. You really advanced, so stay positive, brother. I'm very proud of you. I appreciate your time. And we're going to give it a little while, and then I'm going to bring you again, and we're going to get some updates and talk about some different stuff, all right?
Hey, cool, man. I appreciate you, man. Like I said, you taught me a lot, Pharaoh. I ain't going to lie. I've been watching you since 2017.
See? And if you need anything, you want to talk, you're going through good times, bad times, whatever, just hit my phone, all right?
Yes, sir, man.
All right. Salute, King.
All right.
One. So there you have it. That was great. That brother, he ain't nothing to play with. Positive energy all the time. And we are going to, let's take a little break and we'll wind it up. So once again, shout out to the brother. I'm telling you, these Roaring Lion conversations are really fantastic. I really did not know they were going to be like this when I started to do this series, because it's most times you already have to have a personality, you already have to be a content creator, or you already have to be a scholar. But I'm interviewing anybody and everybody, and it is extremely interesting. I'm not going to hold you. It's these interviews are off the chain because it's all over the place. I mean, I'm learning a lot, you know. So once again, shout out to the brother Imrah for the powerful, powerful, powerful interview. So yeah, I think these Roaring Lions interviews are very interesting. If you're growing dreadlocks on your head, you got your natty dread, DM me at Pharaoh Said That on Instagram or at Pharaoh Said That on Twitter, and I'm going to get you on. Also, ladies, if you want to be interviewed talking about relationships, hit me up too, because we're going to premiere the Kings versus Queens interviews next. So you all stay positive. I think this was really a very, very, very good interview. He's very impressive, the young brother, and I think it's one of the better interviews when it comes to just life in general. It was very informative. Until next time, it's not peace, it's victory. Positive energy all the time.